This shit's so backwards, man. This shit backwards. Backwards, man. I'll tell you what, this is what we gonna do. What's up, everybody? I am going live with my students. I'm going live with a couple of my students, and I'm going to send them the link. So give me 1 second. Bear with me. Y'all still there? All right. So let's see. I'm gonna just send it. Richard, you still there?
Yeah, man.
All right. So I want you to kind of talk on or speak on, like, you took the course, so I guess I want you to kind of speak on it as I get everybody ready. You know what I'm saying? Richard's finished the course. He's really in the review stage. All his classmates are getting jobs now, so he's starting to say, "Man, let me come back." So, but go ahead while I reach out to everybody, man, if you can. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. I appreciate everything stuff been doing, man. It's a real blessing. I've been interested in tech for a while. My mom's side family been doing it, but I didn't really take it serious. I was kind of doing the stereotypical, kind of just hanging out while. I think in the back of my head, I didn't feel like I could actually really do it. Since in this class and stuff, man, I see that I really can do this. This ain't no play your man doing his thing. I feel like I've been taking a lot longer than usual. I feel like I should be right with what everybody else saying. Like I said, man, it's not a. I'm right there though. I already passed one my interview, so keep prepared. Pass this last one with them. So. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not a sprint, so it's not like, you know what I'm saying, don't worry about everybody else. You got to do it at your own pace. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is about. Yeah, I agree with you. So, I mean, it's not about trying to outdo the next person, although it's good to have friendly competition. I'm not saying that it's bad if you do. I'm just saying you guys, some of y'all, man, might be slower because some of these are going to be new students, stuff like that, which is cool, but don't let that be a deterrent just because, man, everybody moving fast. And you got to understand, Richard, I mean, what did you know when you first got here? I'm sending it to you now, Yaz. I got you right now. I didn't know. I was reading a little bit on JavaScript right before I came here. That's I was trying. I was forced. I already kind of had my mind made up. I really need to do something. So I started reading JavaScript. But it's difficult without trying to do something completely on your own. That's the beauty about this thing. This is a real network. I can tell even beyond just the IT, I can see this is really going to develop something that's going to be very powerful. Well, we're going to be networking inside IT, and I really see ourselves even doing some things together with our money as well. So that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at not only the present, but the future as well. Man, and that's what it's about, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, exactly. Black economic empowerment. That's what my channel is about. You know what I'm saying? So that's the email I just sent. You're going to jump in on GoToMeeting. Yes. Just so you know. You heard me? Well, you didn't hear me because you can't talk yet. So everybody's gonna come on here and jump on the GoToMeeting that way, but I'm gonna still be broadcasting. So everybody should still hear y'all, but they should hear y'all fine.
If they don't, it sucks. Yes, tell me if you don't. Let me see.
Other classmates got you back in terms of tutoring too.
Okay, you got it, yes. You should just be able to click the link and pop right in. All right,
Yeah,
Drew.
I love that. I can call Mark and leave me in the time to, hey, quiz me on this real quick.
That's it. So the man of the hour is here. I'm gonna just say D. I'm gonna say D. You know what I'm saying? D, what's up, man?
What's up, bro? How's it going?
He hit me up yesterday. He just landed the job. If you don't mind telling them what the rate is, if you don't mind. I mean,
No doubt. Nah, it's okay, yeah. Nah, it's about 35 an hour. 35 an hour, so about 73 a year.
That's it.
And so time, full benefits, everything.
So what was it like on the interview?
Oh man, it was cool, man. It was pretty much just like how you said it would be. All the technical questions, like the union law, the where clause questions, they threw that. But it was pretty much they just wanted to know about me and my experience. So the only thing I can tell you is how that story right. And try to follow through it.
That's it, man. So, like I said, man, I mean, he's pretty much the third student that's able to actually matriculate into actually getting a job. You know what I'm saying? Mark has done it, Lima's done it, and now Drew. And I think Richard was close. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, and the other class shrunk down. Now let me say something. That last class, man, like we kind of, and I always tell students, man, the classes shrink. Like when you get in, a lot of people like, man, I give it. This ain't for me. This ain't for me. And you got students that joined in with you, started with y'all, called me and gave up. And they could be right here if they just keep fighting through. And I'm not, I've learned not to chase people. You know what I'm saying? Because at first I used to be like, man, what's wrong with you, man? You know how much money you can make? You said you told me your story. You told me you wanted this. You told me you wanted that. I'm trying to help you. Why are you quitting? And they'll come back for about 2 days and they'll quit again. So I don't do that anymore. But I just wanted people to understand. I just came over here for a minute tonight to let everybody talk. Yasmin, I'm still waiting on you. I don't know what Yasmin is.
Yeah, I know when we started, it was like, what, 40, 43 people?
Yeah, they all came on there. It was like, bunch of them. And then, by the time,
by the end, it was like 7 of us.
I'm going to tell you what really happened. That damn install sequel weans out a lot of people. Okay.
Yeah.
Just by the time they get sequel installed, it weans out so many people because a lot of people are like, damn, man, I can't do it. Everybody got these MacBooks and stuff like that. I'm telling you now, get you a VPS if you got a MacBook, if you can't afford it, or just go ahead and get you a doggone Windows, environment some type of way. Or just install Windows. You can't put it on a Apple, but I prefer not trying to. I mean, they have ways you can install SQL Server on a actual Apple MacBook or whatnot, but why even rock with that? You don't have to. You know what I'm saying? So Lima and Mark supposed to be coming up through here in a second, but
yeah, I just talking to them.
How was that interview though, Drew? What you said what parts did they focus on?
Yeah, so the main thing was first you're gonna get a phone call. So they're gonna fill you out through the phone call. So they'll probably ask you just those technical questions. It's like everything that I've ever got on an interview was off that SQL Authority website. So he was right. So from about day 1 to about day 17, all of them questions come up. But of course, they're not going to ask you every last one of them. But your joins, that's a given. You're going to always get asked about the joins. That where and having clause. I did get a question about ACID, that acronym. So be prepared for all of that. But pretty much when you go in, because that's what'll happen. They'll call you and then they'll get a feel for you over the phone. And if they like you, then they'll ask you to come in for a face-to-face interview. And from there, they pretty much kind of want to see if they want to work with you, if they want to be around you every day. And then they'll probably drill down more on your story. The last one was real laid back. The job that I actually got, it was real cool. Everybody was real chill. They just kind of pretty much wanted to see how interested I was in IT and how self-motivated that I am.
That's exactly what he asked me when he called me for a reference.
Yeah.
He said, what demotivates him? I said, man, if you put him in a scrum team and you give him his requirements, he's gonna get it done. I mean, that's just how he is. If he has to look stuff up, Google it, whatnot, he's not really a guy I didn't see him get demotivated and give up. He was very engaged the whole time. What you think I'm gonna say? You be like, well, yeah, man, you can deactivate, you can demotivate him. Just don't acknowledge him. Like, what the hell? But they gotta ask you and think they're hoping that I'm dumb enough to tell them some shit like that and mess you up. Like, I'm not that damn dumb to say some shit like that. I'm not gonna say that.
So I have one last question for Drew. I'm sorry, Drew.
No, you good, bro.
About once you posted your resume, you are in the Ohio area?
Yes.
How was it once you posted your resume in terms of responses?
Man, my phone rings every day, all day long.
Told you.
Constantly.
There they go. There they go.
They'll call me back.
There they go. What's up, Coach? What's up, Sean? What's up? Okay, I don't know how to pronounce that. Deuce X Macchiato. Okay.
Yeah, they'll call you. You get them 5, 7 o'clock at night. They'll be calling.
Wow.
Sunday.
Yeah, they sent me on one interview, a recruiter. So a lot of times you get calls from recruiters, and they're the ones who actually find the jobs for you, or they'll tell you like they have someone interested in your area, and then they'll try to. They'll say like your resume matches up, and they'll try to send you out. I had them send me on this one interview for this business analyst. Like that was like a 4-hour interview. I mean, like, and I was in the room with multiple people, and they was just firing questions the whole time. Back to back, and they'll leave out the room, and then more groups of people will come in and interview you too. So I went on for 4 hours.
I've done that. I've done that before. Yeah, they do that.
How was that interview, by the way? The one with for the business analyst.
Oh man, it was very informative. I learned a lot, and everything that I learned from that, I took it to the other interviews I did. But that one, the recruiter told me one thing. I didn't even know I was walking into that. I thought I was walking into a SQL developer role, and then they sat down and was like, "So you're here for the business analyst role?" And I was like, "No, they told me this was a SQL developer role." And they was like, "Oh, okay, well, let's see what you know." So I was like, "All right, let's do it." And it was just a very eye-opening experience. I actually learned a lot about how the whole BI works from the top all the way down. So that actually helped in talking points for.
Let me say one thing. Notice he said he went on an interview and he soaked up the game. That's what I want you guys to do when you go on interviews. I'm going to give you, like I said, I'm going to give you about 60%. The other 20-25% is going to be you on self-study. And that last little 15% is like, stuff that you learn in other areas. Like you may learn on an interview. Like Lima's here. You know what? Before I go to Lima and Mark, I want Yasmin. Yasmin was like my very first student that reached out to me through a YouTube video I did. She's certified in Salesforce. Me and her took a class together. And Yasmin got some good news too. Go ahead, Yas.
Hey y'all, what's up?
Hey, Yas.
Hey, how you doing?
Y'all don't remember Yas? Yas was in y'all class. She was actually in y'all's class a couple of times.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, go ahead, Yas.
Yeah, I was. So y'all catch me up. I do have some good news. As of right now, I Colorado. But it looks like I will actually be on the East Coast within about 2 weeks. So I applied for a couple of positions over in North Carolina, and one of them I'm about 99% sure that the offer is going to be made tomorrow. So with the state start date of January 15th, so I should be on the East Coast pretty soon, so that we can collect our coins and try to help Sub make this grow bigger.
Hey, what part of North Carolina?
We're going to Charlotte, actually. I'm originally from North Carolina. I'm from Laurinburg, which is about 45 minutes outside of Fayetteville, Fort Bragg. But we're actually going back to Charlotte because that's where the tech hub is in North Carolina.
Yeah, I know. My grandma was from Lumber Bridge. I know that area.
Oh, okay. I'm following my cousin.
Yeah, I know. That's a small area. Hey, y'all, just so y'all know, that's like a very old Native American spot, too. The only tribe that wasn't removed from North Carolina, by the way.
Yeah, Columbia.
That's right.
But that's what's up, man. And let me say this about Yasmin. Yasmin came in, studied, and got a job before she was certified. And like Yasmin went from like when we started June to like Yasmin got certified. Well, Yasmin had a job by like mid-October. Mid-August, like late August. So she went like almost 7 weeks and got a job from nothing. And I'm telling you, like these jobs, Yasmin is nothing for somebody. Yasmin can go over 6 figures with ease. Like it's nothing for somebody to call her. Right, that's pretty much if she wants to make that, it's easy for her to make that. 2,000 a week. Am I lying?
Yep, and actually, to be quite honest, pretty soon I'm gonna be trying to catch up with Link. Must only be having to hit Link up for some study tips so that I can pick SQL back up.
Yeah, just email me, reach out, we'll get on Hangout. We'll make it happen.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, let me go to Mark, man.
How are you guys doing? What do you guys have going on? I know that there's about 4 people who have gotten jobs so far in the industry. What do you feel about it? And tell me what we're not asking. Like, wait, we want to know stuff. Like, what's up with the jobs? How are the interviews?
The only one that can really answer that right now would be Mark. But there's Mark, and it's kind of my fault. I didn't tell him this, and I think it's my fault. Mark got a job. He got a government job. He called me. He was like, yeah, exactly. So he was like, well, man, I don't want to lie on the government background check. Not that they're going to take you to jail or something. I said, man, just tell the truth. And so when he told the truth, I said, what you can do is come back and say, hey, man, I was working pro bono for whatever company that I said he worked for, whatnot. And what happened was he just went ahead and put his 2 weeks in and left. You know what I'm saying? Which was smart because they were like, well, we're having some discrepancies. And he's like, well, look, I'm going to have to leave. So what I'm going to tell my students and anybody that's potentially wanting to get into this class, I don't really want you to try to go for a government job because you're going to have to vouch for what you did. Now, if you're already working for the government and you got some sort of experience working adjacent to the government, like if you work for CACI or General Dynamics, then we can work that. But if you ain't got no government experience at all, it probably ain't the best idea. But it's so many private sector jobs, who cares? Right? It's so many. Mark, and in the time he worked like about 6 weeks. He made a quick $5,000-$6,000 out of there. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So I mean,
if you are going to apply for a job like that, my suggestion would be, like Sub just said, make sure just put down that you've done volunteer work, pretty much in your past, or either make sure that you have some really, really, really strong references of people that are going to vouch for you.
Like they, I was talking to my project manager, and he said, "Look, you can tell them that you've done pro bono work, as long as the company was a nonprofit. I don't know if that's something that anybody wants to undertake,
Well, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just saying if that opportunity, comes about, you can use that pro bono experience. But I think your best bet would just be going into a private sector. Always, when you're applying for a job, make sure that it clearly states that what kind of client you're working. At least at the beginning stages.
It's so many private sector jobs. It's not even. It just ain't worth it. If somebody calls and say, "Can you get government clearance?" Like, just say, "No, I'm not interested." Just don't. It's so many jobs. Like, you really don't have to worry about that. Like, I'm like, man, I gotta take what I can get. I just didn't. He was my first student to really go from training to getting a job. I told him just take what he could. Now, if you get a job, then you get a job. And if you stay there for 2 months and then get let go, you get let go. Now you got experience, which is what I told Mark. I said, man, you got experience now. Experience is golden. Once you push the clock in IT, you in there. It's like a fraternity. Go ahead, yes.
Definitely. Yeah, and they definitely ask you questions based on experience. Because I know these, so I was going on job interviews about this same time last year. I think so. We talked about us coming back this time last year, and I was like, I can't get hired. Nobody will give me a job out there. And just so happens the positions that I was actually applying for, the problem was that I couldn't get a job. The problem was I had an experience. Didn't have any experience in the questions that they were actually asking me. So now that I've got the experience in them, they ask the questions. I'm like, look, whatever. And they're like, oh, okay, she knows her stuff. Right.
So that's the main thing. So now I want to get to Lima, because Lima starts. Did you start the day, Lima?
I showed up today.
Oh, okay.
They told me they wanted me to start on the 7th. My recruiter went on vacation, and they had a recruiter step in for her. And I'm almost 100% certain she told me the 2nd, and that's what my paperwork says. But I was there early. So
hey, that looks good though. That reflects well. That reflects well on you though.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I'm gonna say this. That reflects well on you as a person. That makes you look good. So
yeah, I was.
So Lima is, and this is the thing I tell you guys, man. Like, everybody that's getting a job, everybody that's getting success, is not what I teach you. It's the self-study coupled with this course, coupled with the experience that it's all of it. It's not, well, I could just do this. Well, you ain't gonna say you couldn't have. You probably could have self-studied on your own. But what I'm saying is all of this put together. And I think that's the thing that I want you guys to really, anybody that want, any of the new students, anybody that want to take this class, you're going to have success based on how well you go out and find information. Because in IT, it's all about Google. That's really what it is. Okay, if I don't, like, I'm learning BigQuery right now. I'm learning BigQuery, Google BigQuery, and I'm learning Teradata, right? Never done it before. I have to learn a new syntax, but it's SQL, so hey, you know one, you know them all, like I said. So it ain't too hard to do it. But some of the stuff it doesn't like, I'm learning how to work with it. But I can copy and paste and change the table names and the way to format in Google, in BigQuery and stuff like that, and it's working fine. But I have to look stuff up. So that's all I'm doing is looking stuff up.
It's you mentioned something interesting because we train on T-SQL in a Microsoft environment, and a lot of jobs will say Oracle or MySQL.
Yeah. Don't sweat it. Let me tell y'all something. Lima, y'all was on there that time, and I put Lima's application into like 12 to 15 jobs. I didn't care if they had .NET C#. We don't know that. But guess what? She was interviewing. She was in there in front of them people. Like in a couple of days, she was getting in-person interviews. You're not gonna have everything, but if you know one form of SQL, if you know how to do reports, if you know how to do reports, when I did Tableau, I did some Tableau reports. I just looked at it, pointed and clicked and started creating reports and dashboards. Had never done it before. I worked on one called Logic Ad Hoc. Never touched it since then, but I did it. Look, once you know one, you understand the concept. Like Yasmin is a great example. Yasmin does Salesforce. Now that she said when she comes into my class and looked at my SSRS and how intricate it was, she saw how simple Salesforce reporting tool is and how their data loader is real simplistic. When you start looking at SSIS and all the different components and how we just spent 6 weeks studying SSIS and how big and how, what I'm saying? It's a lot to that. So you go look at the done data loader, you oh, this is nothing. Yes.
I'll say this, Jasmine. I found out. I heard you and Sub on YouTube in the summer, and I had just failed my Salesforce exam 3 times. Had me into one was kicking my tail, and I ran into Sub online, and I was like, "Hey man, I got to do something else because if I hear another thing about them objects and."
I'm gonna tell you, me and Yasmin got kind of grandfathered in. That's what I'm gonna say. Like there's no way in hell I could go. I'm certified. There's no way in hell I can go take that test right now. We kind of got in. We had
to be quite honest, I probably couldn't take that test and pass it right now because they changed it.
They changed it. Exactly. They changed it. It's way harder now. My barber. A shout out to him. I'm gonna send him this video. But my barber went and he got in. He took the test 3 times and passed it on the 3rd try. He took the doggone the platform developer, took it 5 times. He just passed it last week.
Yeah, I took it once and failed it, so I done took platform app builder once and didn't pass it. So I'm actually working on that one, but I've decided that actually when we come back over there, I'm actually going to focus more on SQL because I've been, I talk to Sub quite frequently, well, at least every once in a blue moon when we're not super busy. But SQL is one of is the next system that I'm actually super focused on right now. My problem was basically learning to code and not having the time on my hands to put in the work like I was able to do initially. And then from there, I found out recently about another CRM system that's very similar to Salesforce, which is Microsoft Dynamics. And that one has a super high demand. They're recruiting very heavily for that CRM at the present as well. But don't beat yourself up over not passing the test. Because, I mean, to be quite honest, when I started like here at Comcast, nobody's certified, but they work on the CRM all of the time and try to tell me what they think they know. But, it is what it is.
Yeah, I was working on it for a nonprofit that I volunteered with, and then I was just messing with it. But I'm a teacher full time, so I don't have time to do all that.
I'm gonna tell you guys like this: the more you know in this industry, the more you get paid. And so I know that sounds real rudimentary. I know some dudes that are sick when it comes to A+, when it comes to Network Plus, but it's what you know as well as for more it's quantity as well as quality. So you can be the best damn networking guy in the world, but if you are in, and I know I piss people off when I say this, but I've spoken with 3 or 4 people that's trying to get in my class now that got CCNA certifications, and they like, man, I've been making $22. I mean, I've been doing this for 7 years. And everybody on here is north of $30, $35 easy. Some of them are close to 50. See what I'm saying? First jobs. So it's all about what you know as well as how much you know. So it's and the more you can kind of branch the two, not, you know what I'm saying? I know my homeboy Sean will be like, well, you want to be a specialist. I agree, you do. Like, you want to be a specialist, but a specialist in what? Because you could be a specialist in A+ and you'll be at the Geek Squad at Best Buy. See what I'm saying? Whereas if you're a specialist in, like database development, or even let's say you're a specialist in replication, SQL Server replication specialist. Oh, you getting 120,000. They got to, because everybody don't touch replication. Everybody doesn't touch, just different things. You know what I'm saying? And this is stuff we've kind of talked about, but we hadn't touched. But see, what's so funny about that? I got a job where I was supposed to be a replication specialist. Guess what I did? I just went and watched videos and studied for about 2 days. And went in there, the dude started drilling me on it, and I was answering his questions, just knocking them out. Now, if you ask me those questions now, I forgot. I don't know none of it. But I got the job. When I got the job, maybe 8%, 5 to 10% of that job was actually using replication. The other 95% was my main skill set, developing and coding SQL, which is what I do. You know. So, I got a lot of students.
It was just, I had to figure out the data warehouse principles. I just over videos the night before I got interviewed, got the job. I just looked at videos and just kept on watching videos based on data warehouse. I went in there, I blew them away with what I knew. Some things I didn't know, but I ended up getting the job anyway.
And that's it. Now, what did they tell you when you were leaving, Mark? You said they said something about your skills. What did they say?
I forgot, man.
I remember because Mark told me, he said, they was like, man, you really good at this. You impressed them. Mark didn't know SQL back in June. He didn't even know SQL, let alone SSIS, SSRS. He didn't even know SQL in June. And you know what I'm saying? So he wowed those people. And he probably would have did that in October, actually. But I'm just telling you, he wowed.
October, and then I got hired. I started in November. So maybe 2 weeks.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it can be done. I wanted to go live for you guys to really just to show everybody that you can do it. It can be done. IT is not this damn big, ideological boogeyman that black people cannot touch, that only the sacred among us can go into IT. No, IT is nothing like that. I'm going to simplify it as much as I possibly can. And if my country ass can get in there, I always say, if my country, Alabama ass can get in there, any of y'all can. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being real. I'm humble with it. I ain't trying to act like, and so me, see, I'm a hustler. See, I'm trying to get in there, get my rate as high as I can, stack my money, and do what I really want to do. I'm a businessman. If you coming into this with that mindset, it's nothing wrong with that. Some people tell you need to love it. Black people love to say, well, you need to love what you do. Well, if I like to dance and I love dancing, ain't nobody paying $50 an hour to dance that I know of. And if so, it ain't that many people. How many people gonna dance for Beyonce? See what I'm saying? That's the pinnacle. Other than that, what you doing with it? So I don't care what it is. If it's shoveling shit, if it's cutting grass, whatever it is, if it pays the most, that's what I'm gonna try to get to do. So I want you guys to really, anybody coming into the class that's looking at it, I just thought I'd put out a little quick video. Anybody got anything to say? I'm gonna go with.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to say a couple more things. Just definitely, like you said, be self-motivated. You always need to learn. Because the main thing that I did, not only did I take the class, but I went to conferences and little summits just to see what else I could pick up. And just by going there, you may bump into somebody. Like I found out about the conference from a recruiter. Went to the conference, met some other people, learned some stuff there, and then took what I learned from them and used it on the interview that I used, this most recent interview, and actually got the job. So, definitely, even if because I was sitting in the summit and I'm like, I don't know what she's talking about at all, but I'm gonna soak it up. I'm gonna look it up later, and then I'm gonna just, bring it up on this next interview that I had.
And let me put the link to sign up. Somebody said that's a great idea because I hadn't been thinking like that. There's the link right there. So that's the link to sign up. Put it in there again. So if you want to sign up, go ahead and sign up. I'm gonna be honest with you. I got a lot of people coming in. I'm gonna just go ahead and say this. Try to put down more than $25. I'm just. Let me say this, because what I don't want to do as a grown ass man is chase you down for $25. I don't want, like, we having class and I'm a nice guy, so I ain't gonna be like, well, man, you only gave me $50, you got to go. Like, I don't want to do that, man. Look, we got almost, this class is November. I'm sorry, class is gonna be February 23rd. You got time. Go ahead and pay the little $25 now, $50, whatever. But if you're gonna get it and you're gonna sign up, that's how I want you to do it. Because I've had people come in and drop $25, they gave me another dime. And I'm not tripping. I told them, but one thing you're gonna learn about me, if I tell you I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna stick to it. Even if it takes, like this class here, I told them stuff and it slowed us down, but I did it because I was like, I'm not gonna just rush it. Because I'm gonna try to give you a quality experience so that you can actually have some workable skills, so that you can feel confident, so that you can go out there and when you go on that first interview, you're gonna laugh. Because even if you don't get it, and even if they kick your ass on that interview, you can be like, damn, they kicked my ass, but I still answered about 75% of their questions. Am I right, Drew?
Right.
He gives you insight into what goes on in the workplace too. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No. That's exactly right. Lima is a great example. Lima. One thing we do in the class, I let y'all listen to the interviews from other students. But Lima was going on interviews kicking ass. I didn't know why she wasn't getting the jobs. I think she just ran into some a-holes. But Lima was going in there and just damn near finishing their sentences. And I'm gonna tell you, it's students like that. Like Lima's gifted to me. So because I know, so I think Lima's gonna excel at this job next week. I ain't even worried about it. But I want somebody else. Everybody else can do it. Everybody in it, don't feel slighted because I'm not naming you as special. It ain't that. It ain't even about that. It's not about that at all, bro. It's not a competition because everybody getting paid. That's all matter. See what I'm saying? That's all matter. I just want you to get paid. So somebody else can be first, or as long as I get my check, right? You want your direct deposit on Friday. That's all matter. But certain people go really love this.
It feels good. It feels good when you go inside, work, do the work, and you're like, yeah, this is all they want. And then you leave 2 weeks and you get paid. And they just they smiling in your face saying, oh, you really know what you're doing. I mean, I was doing nothing that we don't know in the class.
I'm gonna tell you something. Mark and Lima were going on interviews, and I play those interviews for this current class, and I'd be like, y'all listen to that interview. You guys could have answered that question after 2 weeks of class. Am I right?
Yeah, right.
These people are asking questions like, what's an index? What's a join? Basic, rudimentary. That's like asking a guy how to multiply, add, divide, and subtract. Real simplistic stuff. They're not asking you, what's a derivative. They're not going that deep. A lot of them are. You'd be surprised how easy it is to get a damn job. And it seems like to me, the jobs that pay $60 to $75, they still ask you them same damn questions. It's kind of weird. I try not to tell my students to go for those jobs because it's a little bit more high pressure. But I'm telling you, when you get in there, the jobs that's north of $50, the same question they ask for $50, the same question they ask for $35.
That's what's up.
So, and like I said, this right here is a tool whereby you guys can get, to the next level. It's not, some of you guys may take this as a career, and if you do, then by all means, go for it. Some of you guys are like, man, I just want to pay my debt off, get into real estate, get my credit good, and start building houses. Or I want to start buying cars. I want to start filling the blank. A lot of times, man, we can't get that because we don't have the income. Right. Black people, I know plenty of black folks take they done W-2 and record $20,000 and think they're going to borrow some money from the bank. Because they scared to pay taxes, and stuff. Like, man, I don't want to pay no tax. But you'll look at okay, if I had to pay the IRS $5,000, that's nothing. That's like a couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? I
So
pay
if you
that
got
$5.
any questions about trying to download the software.
Okay.
Well, on that note, since we talked about taxes, let me just say this. Do you know every year on January 1st, sometime around the beginning of January, I go in and pre-calculate my taxes for our taxes this year.
Wow.
I mean, but look, but you ain't scared though, because you got a skill, you can pay it. It's not like you can't.
I ain't tripping on it. It just caught me off guard. I was like, what the hell?
One of the main things I want y'all to pay attention to in this class, man, you better learn how to discipline your money. If you're not disciplined with your money, what's gonna happen is you're gonna get a job, you're gonna make astronomical amounts of money. My brother learned this the hard way. He got in. The reason I'm here is because my brother got hired by Oracle in 1996. And he went to Oracle University out in Silicon Valley. And my brother's a genius, right? He worked out there for they trained him for about 6 weeks. And he worked with Oracle for about a year. And when you work with Oracle, that's like getting on with Google or something. That's big, right? So he left, he became a consultant, and his rate went way up. And he got a project back in 99. I never forget, he was making $40,000 a month. He was killing them. He was the project manager. They had spent, what happened, he went and got a bunch of guys, Indian guys, and brought them in. This is what you can do in this industry. He brought a bunch of Indian guys in, and he had them doing the project. He was getting them for like $40 an hour. He was charging the people $75, $80 or something crazy like that. And then what happened, they paid him. So for about 4 or 5 months, he actually made $40,000. So he made like $200,000 in like 4 months. And then what happened, the project fell apart. That was during 99 when the dot-com bubble burst and all that happened. So everybody's rate kind of dropped down for a while. But he said for that rest of that year, he didn't even work. He said he just took 8 months and just played ball every day. You know, and then he came back, and that's why I got in this industry, because I saw, he always told me, look, you can get in this industry, you can make money, you can, and so I knew that this was here. And so once I got in, it was, I called hell getting in. And I ain't have nobody like this on YouTube. And I had to go through this company called Set Focus. And it was hard, man. It was $14,000. It took us about 3 months, and it was hard. Because it was hard, not because of what they taught. It was just hard because I ain't have no money. I was struggling. And, it was $14,000, man. I basically had to sign over to pay these people $14,000 to learn this. I then turned around and gave this information. I'm starting to get this information to you guys. So this is worth thousands of dollars. I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. I'm just telling you guys that this information that you're getting is worth thousands of dollars. If you want instructor-led courses, you can go to New Horizons, but I did that on the first day of class. You're looking at about $7,000. Now, New Horizons is like the McDonald's of it. They teach you everything in about 2 weeks. But if you want to go 2 and 3 months and have a professional who makes north of $60 an hour to come sit there and train you, you're going to pay him about $14,000, $50, for real talk, to be instructor led. Now, why am I saying this? I'm not saying this because I'm trying to, y'all should be thanking me. I don't really care about that. What I want you guys to do is capitalize on this opportunity. That's what I want. Don't come in my class and quit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to talk about you, but I'm just saying, don't come in my class and quit, man. You right on the cusp. I've been telling these students since day one. I told all of them, what did I say? I said, man, y'all closer than y'all think.
Yeah.
I said, man, y'all don't know how close y'all are to money. Lima and Drew, remember that? And Mark, I said that, I was like, man, y'all so close. Y'all don't know how close y'all are to the money. I'm telling you, when you start interviewing, you're going to laugh. Remember that?
Right. Absolutely.
That's what it is. I always get that phone call when they first go in that interview, like, damn, he wasn't lying. He wasn't lying. That's exactly what happened. That's what it is, man. And so now what we're trying to do is build a mastermind group of people. Lima and Mark are teachers too. They teach for me. You know what I'm saying? And I pay them. You know what I'm saying? But I want to. Yeah, like they come in and they do it for free. They just cool like that. But I started paying them because I was like, man, I've been kind of using it a lot more frequently. I don't want to waste their time, so I feel like I should pay. But that's what I want to get to, that point where we can, you know what I'm saying, branch out because it may not be. People might be learning skill sets that I don't even know. Like somebody might want to come in here and teach C#. Somebody might want to come in here and teach .NET and add that piece that I'm not capable of teaching you guys. See what I'm saying? So they can come in and say, all right, I'm gonna teach them this C# stuff that you don't know. And I got people I can get to do it, but they hadn't hit me. I've been hitting them up, they're not hitting me back. But we'll get there. You know what I'm saying? Yasmin way better at Salesforce than I am now. I can't teach Salesforce. I can probably let Yaz teach that part of it. You know what I'm saying? So it just, we can kind of have you come and pick a path. Because that's how set focus was. You can pick, okay, do you want to learn this? Do you want to learn that? Right now, I'm just teaching you the one thing I know. Or they don't say one, but I'm only teaching you what I know, my skill set. But eventually, I want to have a group of from a black perspective, I want to have a group of people that teach IT from a black perspective. That's teaching it from the mindset of what is it like as a black female or black male to come into the corporate America environment, and what do you have to do? What do you have to, you know what I'm saying? So that's the thing. So I'm in Atlanta, but I don't teach class in person. It's through the web, just so you know. So everything's through the web. I don't show my face. The reason I don't show my face because I vouch for people, I hold people down, and I try not to tell my name because I don't want people feeling as though, like, if they mad at me for something, if I make a video talking about how much I don't like Barack Obama, which I don't, and if I make a video like that and I piss somebody off, they might try to screw me. So, and we dealing with niggas at the end of it, black people. I'm sorry. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be smart. So I don't really. Next class is February 23rd. I don't really, put my face out there and my name, but I will. Once you get in the class, you'll know me. Everybody got my phone number. They can call me. We chop it up all the time.
Somebody in there asked something about downloading. I would tell them to get that software downloaded out of the way so that when
let me see if I can share my screen
that first week.
Yeah, and a good practice too is when you have questions, especially before you get in the class, start jumping on YouTube, start researching. Because if you build that skill set now, you'll be much faster in the class. So, and you'll get all that in the class. That'll be your first session, like going through and downloading. But it's a better skill to go on YouTube and find those videos and walk through step by step. So
let me say this: as far as installing the software, I'm gonna go ahead and say this. I'm gonna tell you guys, and everybody can vouch for this. SQL Server changes this every damn 2 weeks for some reason. It just looks weird. But I'm gonna explain how it used to be. You just download one thing for SQL Server, and you got data. You got not data tools. They called it Visual Studio, which had Business Intelligence Development Studio. That was there. It had SQL Server Management Studio, and when you installed all that at once, it gave you everything. Now everything is separate. So the way it works, this is what you have to do. And if you have any questions about trying to install SQL Server, go ahead and type it now, because I'm about to get off in a second. But I'm gonna say this: the first thing you want to do, exactly, you want to link to a database engine. Okay, cool. Let me go ahead and get that. But that's the first thing you want to do is you want to go and get a database engine, because the database engine is the engine. You can't get nothing without the engine. Let me see if I cannot share my screen. I hate they changed the format, man. I used to Google Hangout, I knew how to share screen, but I don't see it here. So, but don't worry about it. But first thing you want to do is you want to install the database engine. You want to go to the one on the left on this link that I'm about to give you. Hold on. In fact, let me see. Let me make sure. Hold on. No, you don't. Yeah, it's called Developer. You want to download the Developer Edition. SQL Server 2017 Developer is a full-featured free edition license for use as a development test database, whatever. So that's what you want. So let me go here. So that's the download to the database engine right there, right? Now, once you get the database engine, the very next thing that you need to go get is SQL Server Management Studio download. Right? I'm gonna give y'all that download. So you put that in next. So now you got your engine. Your Management Studio sits on top of the database engine. You got your engine and you got something that connects to the engine so you can start doing work with the engine, within the engine. Now let me go to this. See, they didn't make it. Okay, here we go. So this is the link. You want to go to 17.9.1. But by the time you get this video, it might be 18. Who knows? At least I'm gonna put the link in here. So you want to go download SQL Server Management Studio 17.9.1, not the upgrade package. So I'm gonna put that in here. All right, so you got that, right? Now, the last thing you need for my class is SQL Server Data Tools. What did I do? All right, so you go here. Data Tools takes seconds to install. So the order that you install, let me get this right here. The order that you're going to install everything is first, you want to download the engine. So it's Engine, Management Studio, and then Data Tools, which is the link I just put in there. So now you guys got all three links. Now, all of this information is on YouTube, by the way. If you have any questions, go to YouTube first, because this is the industry that you're getting into. If you come to me and you ain't done nothing, and you want me to fix it for you and get you up, I'll do it. I mean, I will. I'm not an a-hole. I'll do it. But I'm gonna say something like, man, you gotta look this stuff up, man. You got to. If you're not gonna look stuff up, you want somebody just to give you something, man. People ain't finna be paying you, $50 an hour, and then they got to sit there and hold your hand. So you gotta go be willing to look stuff up on your own, which is why the way I teach, a lot of the students are starting to do their own thing. Self-study, Lauren, Herbert, they're doing their own thing. They're looking stuff up. And I come in and I teach class and they be like, oh yeah, I went and looked that up already and I saw that. This is what I got confused on this part. They went and showed some initiative. See what I'm saying? So
there was an issue that I ran with one of the tools that we use. Me being me, I wanted to ask people. Our project manager looked at me and he was like, why are you asking people? He's like, figure it out. You can get it. And he was right. Like, just figure it out. Don't be afraid to look online and to go through the process of checking site upon site. That's what you're going to be doing anyway.
Stack Overflow is going to give you a lot of answers. And if you need something direct that you don't see a search for, MSDN forums, and click on reporting, click on integration, click on T-SQL, whatever. Go in there and type your question up. And in minutes, somebody from India will give you the answer. That's just real. Like, we behind, man. We are so behind. I was talking to my homeboy today. He's reading Black Label White Wealth, right? And he was just saying, like, man, I don't know if we'll ever be able to catch white people as far as wealth. And I told him, I said, what we don't realize is in 2005, we were actually making inroads into white wealth. Because what happened is we got 1/12. It's supposed to be 1 to 22. So for 110,000 average net worth, ours was 5,000. Well, black people, height of home ownership for blacks in 2005 was the highest it had ever been. And I did the math and I forgot what it was, but I think the average net worth based on home ownership had gotten up to 1/12 of that of whites. That was money. So you'd be surprised, man. But it all starts with us taking these steps of first being able to make that income. You wonder why you go to these neighborhoods, you see these white people with 250, 300,000 in some cities in the South, or in California, you see people with 800,000 and 900. How did they afford that? Well, in California, you're gonna get $80 an hour. Believe that. I would not touch California for under $80. I just wouldn't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's it, man. So you know, anybody got anything else to say?
Back off what you said about, or what Mark said about looking everything up on your own, like that'd actually be an interview question as well. They probably ask you, what would you do if you ran into a situation where you know you was having some trouble? How would you actually troubleshoot your problem? So that's the main thing they want to hear. They want to hear you say that you're going to actually look it up yourself. You have forms, like you said. Stack Overflow is a good one. I like the Tutorial Gateway because it seems like it has everything on it.
What's it called?
Tutorial Gateway.
Oh yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Yeah, that's like the one that gives you
every what's your SSIS packages? What's up, bro?
It's your position. Is it SSRS or basically just the DC?
No, I'm a SQL developer / SSRS report builder. And probably
it is basically a lot of SQL questions you were saying.
Right. Same thing, yeah. That and a lot of stored procedure questions. Like another part of the role is how do you like optimize performance within your SQL statements. SQL Profiler, they wanted to know a lot of stuff about SQL Profiler. So just like I looked at the job description, went to some videos, got caught up on SQL Profiler and see, pretty much how to run the traces and, how to actually change the code in order to make it perform.
That's the answer. That's the answer right there, Drew. You said you read the job description, looked at what they were looking for, and went and studied what the job description requires. So when you got on the job interview, they already asking you got a cheat code. They're gonna send you the job description.
Exactly.
So all you gotta do is just look. I mean, you gotta know something. You can't just go start from scratch. Like now, so I just read the job description. They ain't even gotta take no code. No, you're gonna have to put some time. And these people that you listen to them work their ass off. All of them. They were spent 3 to 4 months, each one of them, busting their ass, studying, doing what they gotta do. Then he went and he was able to do that. He wouldn't be able to do that back in July. Well, actually, yeah, Drew would not have been able to do that in July. I couldn't just give Drew a job description. He just go look it up and he get a job. They'd have laughed him up out of there.
Right.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, little stuff, that actually look like little stuff to see if you really know what you're talking about. Like if you can't get your joint questions right, like they probably know. They know at that point, like this guy is.
And don't be scared. You're going to mess up sometimes. I mean, you're going to mess up on interviews. I went on an interview last week and messed up and got out of the done interview and that thing just popped right in my head. Right before I got on this project I'm on now. I went on an interview last month, actually. And I went in there and they asked me something. And I was thinking about how much they was paying. I was like, man, I want this job. So I was thinking. And he said, okay, go up on the table and show me, go up on the board and show me how to, and I'm sitting like, man, that was simple. But because I was so focused, I ain't losing no sleep. Guess what? I can get a job. I'm not stressing it. And I got one. So I'm at work now. Like I work, not now, but I got a job. And I make $5 less than what that job was paying. I ain't heard about that. You know what I'm saying? That's cool. So, what I want you guys to see, man, is that it's feasible, it's possible, and we ain't gonna stop, man. This next class, I want to pop out 40, 50 students ready to get jobs. I want a crew. Like, that's what I want. I want a crew of people ready to get out there and get it, man. Let's get into this job market. Let's make history.
That's what's up, man.
You know what I'm saying? Because like 1,000 years from now, they're gonna be watching this like, damn. This is what they did when people say, "What were you doing when Jason Black talked about that about white supremacy?" Like, what were your grandkids be able to look back and say, "What was your granddaddy doing? What did your great grandma, what did she do? What steps did she take?" So this is a tool, man. That's all it is.
I appreciate everything. And some drills you with interview questions too, y'all, just so you know. But that's what Mark and Lima and Drew would tell you too.
But that's what I want you.
I needed that.
But see, that's the thing. Like most of the stuff that they asking y'all on these interview questions, you'd be amazed. You will actually, when you guys start my course, anybody starting the course, after about the first 3 weeks, you technically can go on the interview and probably be able to answer 70% of their questions just with the SQL alone.
Yeah.
But if you really want to, I want to make sure you ain't going up in there as a Milli Vanilli, faking and lip syncing. I don't want you lip syncing. I want you legit. So when you go in there, the other 2.5 months is making sure that you legit. That you ain't no joking, you ain't playing. See what I'm saying? So that's why we take our time and we do what we gotta do. Like right now, this class that I'm on right now pretty much is finished with SSIS. So they start SSRS tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, probably Saturday. So
Yeah. I want to thank Mark and Lehman for that class Saturday too. I was in pain, but I still got through it. I appreciate everything. Yeah, that's what's up. Good luck to y'all, and sub sign off. I'm gonna get ready for it tomorrow.
all right, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all go ahead and get it, man. I'm looking forward to meeting everybody in the chat, all the new students, people that's watching this video tomorrow. God bless you. You know what I'm saying? God put this on my heart. That's what I'm doing. So y'all be blessed. And I will see you guys later.
All right.